One of the most important elements of any video conference is the wrap-up or reflection. This gives your students the opportunity to think about what they've learned and, while it's still fresh in their minds, to begin processing that learning. Now, the facilitator will often ask a question like, what have you learned today? Or can you reflect on your learning? Or that kind of thing, to try and draw that out of your students. And we'll often use key terms like what surprised you, what's amazed you, what's inspired you, but most importantly, what have you learned? That's most important because, of course, it can be about what they've learned about themselves or what they've learned about their colleagues in class, rather than necessarily talking about the other school. It's important to remember that a very common response to this question is something that identifies similarity, that identifies things that the students have seen that they have in common with their partners, like this.
So what I just learned is that human nature is alike, and we all are of same type. Thank you.
I just thought it was really interesting between us and Xavier, the similarities that we shared rather than the differences, because even though you guys may be in the Philippines and we're all the way over here in Utah, there seemed to be a lot of common stuff between us, as like I don't think people would have noticed, or the stereotypes that we may have for over there or you over here, I feel have been talked about, and I can feel like across the world there's a more of a global connection overall because of this. So thank you.
It's important to remember that in most video conferences a more nuanced response is also possible. It's very, very good to acknowledge the similarities, and students often pick that up, but it's also really important to acknowledge difference. If we concentrate on our similarities, we often miss the point of video conference dialogue, because dialogue is acknowledging the fact we're not all alike. Dialogue is about learning to live with difference. Dialogue is about negotiating diversity. So what we really want in our reflections is for students to think about, what have I learned? What have I really learned? What are the new things that have surprised me? What were the things that I heard that amazed or inspired me? Let's look at some good examples of that. And remember, in each one, there'll be a little subtitle flagging up the magic words that the students are using.
Hi, my name is Josh. One thing I took away from this is that I think it's really interesting how important Catholicism is in your country. For me, I'm Jewish, so I don't really get an understanding of the importance of Catholicism in our country because we have such a religiously diverse nation. So I think that's really cool that it plays a big role in all your lives, even if you're not a believer, or if you just kind of, or if you're really religious. So I think that was cool. So thank you.
Hi, it's Matt again. So I thought it was really cool to talk to you guys, and it was really nice to learn about what it's like where you live, because I personally haven't been out of the country, so this is kind of like living vicariously through you. So it was nice to talk to you guys about the Pope and everything, because it's not as prevalent here because the Catholic population is kind of smaller. So it was nice to get the viewpoint of a majority Catholic area, and it was really cool talking with you guys. So thanks for talking with us.
Hi, I'm Pietro, and I was surprised at hearing that in USA there's no many religion, but there are lots of beliefs in all the country, because in Italy there is the main religion and minorities. Thanks.
When you're doing a reflection at the end of a video conference, one of the best things to do is for students to say, well, I used to think this, now I think that. That really flags up and clarifies the learning that they've done in the process of the VC, and it makes it a very rich and rewarding experience. Here are some good examples.
Good morning, this is Ashna. This video conference really helped me to break down my stereotypes regarding different religions and different communities, and and it helped me bridge the gap between different communities, because at first I thought that in countries beyond India only Christianity is practiced, but I get to know that because a majority of people believe in Christianity, it is considered as a main religion, but it is not like that, because every country supports every religion, be it Hinduism, Christianity, or Islam. Thank you.
I'm Emily, and I was surprised to learn that in Pakistan the elections work very similarly as they do in America, because we both have political parties and sort of similar governments as a whole, religion aside, and so I thought that was interesting.
I'm Nikki, and I thought it was interesting because I know one of y'all said that one of you said that the right to education was really important to you, and then someone else really wanted to talk about the young girl who was shot standing up for female education. And so I think it's very nice that you guys are very concerned about and very passionate about your education, because I think in America a lot of people take it for granted that we have the opportunity to be educated like we are. Thank you.
Hi, this is Leah. So when the question was asked whether the faith is a byproduct of the community or a community a byproduct of the faith, I honestly didn't know how to answer it. But when Jaime was talking about how he thinks his community was more a byproduct of the faith, or the other way around, sorry, the faith is more of a byproduct of the community, and how close and great his community is, it's really forced me to kind of reconsider. And I think tomorrow I'm going to be walking around and seeing which impacts which, because I think he phrased it so well that it kind of made me want to turn around and examine basically my community. So thank you.
Let's conclude with some reflection. When students are reflecting, it's great to get them thinking about not just similarity, but also difference. It's great for them to think about the things that they've learned, the things that have inspired, amazed, or surprised them. The best ones of all are when students can clearly identify, I used to think this, but now I think that, where they can say, this is where I've changed my mind. All those kinds of things make for really powerful reflections, and students feed off one another's reflections at the end of a video conference.